Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me again, Jeff Rains, your host with Foundation of Civilization. This week has brought us more chaos and corruption from around the world, and I am here to give you a brief rundown. Um, in our markets, oil was up slightly to $71.29. Brent was down slightly, 1.35% to 71.12. The OPEC basket was up very slightly at 0.71% to 72.43. Gold was down 1.36% to 26.48.95. Silver was down very slightly to $31.05. The Baltic Exchange Dry Good Index is down to 1,051. And military naval deployments. The USS America is in Sasebo, Japan. USS George Washington is in Yokosuka, Japan. USS Carl Vinson is in the Philippine Sea. The USS Abraham Lincoln is transiting the Pacific following operations last week in the South China Sea and Philippine Sea. USS Harry Truman is sailing the Mediterranean Sea after departing the port in Marseille, France. The USS Ronald Reagan has departed Bremerton, Washington. Uh, it left on Monday. USS Tripoli is operating off the coast of California. USS Wasp is operating in the Western Atlantic. The USS H.W. George H.W. Bush, and the USS George R. Ford departed Norfolk, Virginia on Friday. USS Iwo Jima returned to Norfolk, Virginia the very same day. So 2-for-1 trade in the ships, although the Iwo Jima is much smaller. In Europe, with the markets, DAX was up for the week, very, very, very slightly to 20,405.92. FTSE was up slightly at 0.1% to 8,333. The CAC 40 was down 0.87% to 7409.57. IBEX was down 2.63% to 11,752.10. Now, the impacts of some of the chaos around the world have far-reaching effects. That's because we're in the middle of a world war, whether people want to admit it or not. The fall of the Assad regime in Syria has had a significant impact on Russia's foreign influence. Russia lost air bases and the impact of the countries of the Middle East. They also lost their access to the port of Tartus. Syria served as a key hub for Russia's logistics to Africa. Russia launched a massive attack on Ukrainian energy facilities using dozens of cruise missiles in the region, as noted by the regional governor. Oh, Onyshchuk. Onyshchuk. Uh, he reported that critical infrastructure was hit with negative consequences, but he gave no details. So we don't know if the system collapsed or whether there was disruption or who knows exactly. Russian forces have also been making advances on a key logistical hub for Ukraine at the city of Pokrovsk. They've taken up key positions south of the city and now appear prepared to take the city itself. French President Macron has selected Francois Bayrou as a new prime minister for France government after the French government collapsed last week. In related news, Moody's has downgraded France's credit rating amidst its political and economic turmoil. In Asia, the Nikkei was up 1.03% to 39,470.44. SSE index was down slightly, 0.32% to 3391.88. The Hang Seng index was up 1.21% to 19,971.24. The BSE Sensex was up 0.71% to 82,133.12. And the Nifty 50 was up 0.42% to 24,768.30. China continues to conduct operations and exercises. They call them exercises and they continue to break Taiwan's air defense identification zone. In addition, this week, 90 ships, which is nearly one third of China's fleet, encircled the small island nation of Taiwan, and again in what China called an exercise. And that exercise has terminated already. Uh, After initially rejecting an impeachment proceeding, the South Korean parliament has voted to proceed with that impeachment, and they've now impeached their president over his martial law declaration. Bangladeshi youth and student bodies launched protests over what they felt was desecration of the Bangladeshi flags in India. Pakistani's military court indicted a former spy chief for abuse of power. Now in the Middle East. In the fall of Syria, Bashar al-Assad was able to depart the country, still controlling about £1 billion. I'm sure that's in bank accounts and probably a little bit of cash. Israel, in response to the fall of Syria, entered Syria to expand their buffer zone in the Golan Heights. Also, U.S. military aircraft, B-52s, F-15s, and A-10s, conducted airstrikes in Syria. The fall of Syria provides a country for Al Qaeda to operate from. The U.S. has reversed its policy position on terrorism over this past week. The U.S. still has. This is what's amazing because the new head of Syria, Mohammed Jolani, uh, last weekend he was listed as a terrorist. Today he's a head of state, which is an amazing jump of positions. The State Department still has a $10 million reward out for his arrest. As far as I know, they still have it out. Mind you, this is December 14th when I'm recording this. While many Syrians are celebrating the downfall of the Assad regime, they are just getting a taste of the reality of an Islamic State that the Al Qaeda leaders are setting up. Women are already being told that they must cover themselves, at least with a head covering, and they must have a male escort when they leave their home. In Congo, or in Congo, 400 people have been infected with a mystery illness. It has been designated Disease X. Many of these people are children, uh, youth under adult age. 10 soldiers were killed in a terrorist attack in western Niger. The and Many African Union candidates are advocating for a permanent UN Security Council seat. Ethiopia and Somalia have agreed to hold talks over breakaway area called Somaliland. Ethiopia has signed a lease with a breakaway state for a naval base, which is causing tensions with the government in Somalia. They're looking to get their money. The In the Americas, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 1.83% to 43,828.06. The S&P 500 was down slightly, 0.55% to 6,051.09. And the Nasdaq was up slightly, 0.32% to 19,926.73. In Haiti, a gang leader ordered the massacre. Initially, it was 110,000. Now it's up to 100. I'm sorry, 110 people. Now it's up to 180 people. Uh, he ordered them to be killed because he said that they had been practicing voodoo and were casting a spell that killed his son. U.S. prosecutors have initiated a drug trafficking case against Bahamian police, which is shaking up the police force and causing some disturbance there and uh, respect and adherence to the the law authorities. Recently, bombs were discovered on a DHL flight. Those bombs were somehow they conducted a test, and they were allegedly placed by Russian intelligence and appear to have been too powerful enough to bring down an aircraft. I found this one amusing. The height of hilarity often occurs when people have to suffer the effects of their delusions. In San Francisco, an anti-police advocate, somebody who was advocating to defund the police, had all of her things stolen, and then she turned around and complained when the police did nothing. In New York, Daniel Penny was found not guilty of negligent homicide in New York City. This was after a manslaughter charge had been dismissed. The jury was hung and could not bring themselves to find Daniel Penny guilty. Minority activists are vowing revenge. It is unclear if any of the protests nationwide have been set up and funded. If not, I personally only expect localized protest. A former Venezuelan military officer warns that the leadership of Tren de Aragua the is actually under control of the president of Venezuela, and they use them as a tool for blackmail. He'll send the gangs out to create problems, conduct robberies, kidnappings, and they'll then I guess sue for peace afterwards. The murderer of the United Healthcare CEO has been captured. His name is Luigi Mangione from Maryland. Apparently he's very intelligent and from a very wealthy family. But it turns out he wasn't even a client of United Healthcare. He just didn't like the healthcare system of the United States. A number of incidents are stirring controversy in the United States, from New Jersey to Virginia. Drones and drone swarms are flying around military bases and significant civilian sites, such as power plants. We've seen these drones operating in very odd ways. Some of them, the FBI agents have found the drones were following them home. That that strikes me as odd and disconcerting. Some of the drones are small, but some of them are reported to be as large as a car. Civilians reported that while a drone was overhead, the clock in their car was altered by an hour and returned to normal after the drone departed. A one man that I heard reporting, he took his privately owned drone and sent it out to try to gather some more information on the drones that were out there. But as soon as his drone got close to one of the other ones, it he lost the signal to control it, and the drone lost power and it dropped out of the sky. There, something else that is very interesting is that many of these drones are FAA compliant. They have the lighting to so you know which direction they are flying. Uh, that tells me that this is most likely something that our own government is conducting, is doing. That it's not a this isn't a foreign government. It's possible, but I think it's not likely that it's a foreign government. Otherwise, why would they bother with the FAA compliant lighting? I've also seen some other things that I haven't been able to confirm yet. That this is the kind of thing that's expected. That our government is conducting exercises. We wanted to develop the power, and w- we wanted to develop drone technology. And the area that they're operating in is the area that's been identified as uh, um, uh, the exercise corridor. Now, some time ago, I reported on the arrest of Sean P. Diddy Combs. A new lawsuit accuses him and a billionaire friend in the music industry of raping a 13-year-old girl back in 2000. That that billionaire friend has been identified as Jay-Z. Jay-Z, whose name is Sean Carter, was accused in this lawsuit, which was working with in conjunction with Sean P. Diddy Combs. Uh, the, This is something that I think is I find very interesting because for years now I've heard of the rumors that many in the music industry, many in the entertainment industry, have odd predilections. I'm going to try to keep this, at least PG or PG-13 as best I can. And now we're seeing these things unfold. Uh, we're seeing, I mean, Weinstein was convicted. Now we're seeing, Jeffrey Epstein and uh, Sean Combs being convicted, and many others that are in the music industry. I This isn't new, and I expect that there are going to be a lot of people that are associated with politics that are. It's going to come out that they were also involved in some of the same activities. I don't know why we continue to tolerate this. It's far past time for us to get up, get moving, and do something about it. Um, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've covered enough today. There's a lot out there. There's still a lot more that I wasn't able to cover because I've only got so much time to do stuff, and I've got to go get ready for work too. And I hope that you guys are having a good time, good week, and you guys are getting prepared for the upcoming festivities and looking to the transition of a new year. Much love to everybody, and I hope you're doing well. Hope you're preparing, and I hope you're watching as these changes unfold. Thank you very much, Jeff Rains. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let your friends know, because I'd love to transition to do this full time, but gotta make sure I can pay the bills. So anyway, you guys have a good week, and I will try to keep you updated on what unfolds. Like I said, this past week we had lots of stuff happen. Things happened very quickly, and I had to make a lot of changes to the notes that I had from the beginning of the week. Anyway, thank you very much. Y'all have a wonderful day.